What's up, family? Give this video a big thumbs up. So this is a different type of video. I'm bringing you into my world, and this time we're not having a conversation. I'm more so trying to add value in you guys' life. And if you guys get some value from this video, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Now, we're headed somewhere. My son just went to the developmental optometrist last week, right? And I'm gonna give you some context on what a developmental optometrist is versus a regular pediatric eye doctor or pediatric optometrist, right? And my son's in the back. He just got a haircut. Keaton, wave. There we go. So that's Keaton right there. That's my 5-year-old son. He is autistic, nonverbal. And I'm just here to help people out there, parents out there who may have kids on the spectrum, ADHD or autism, right? And I want to add value, and as I continue to share, and I have been going along the journey of making sure I can get the information and be valuable to my son, so then in turn the results show for what's best for him. See, what I found out is, and every time I make these videos, I'm gonna preface it. I found out in life that if you want to get over something, or you want to be successful and have something transformative in your life, you have to have a why. It has to be bigger than you. In this case, my son is bigger than me, right? Of course, you want to have that. You have their best interest, and you love it. And I love my son, and I have his best interest, right? So now, getting into the context of what a developmental optometrist is versus a regular pediatric optometrist, aka eye doctor. So a developmental optometrist is also known as a behavioral optometrist or a behavioral eye doctor. I'm gonna break it down from a C student perspective, simple, common sense, right? So the developmental eye doctor focuses on the entire visual function, not just if your child has 20/20 vision. That's the pediatric eye doctor. They just focus on a kid's regular overall retinal, the overall eye health, the state of his eye or her eye, and just making sure it's healthy, and they just see if it's 20/20 or not. But they don't look at if your child is on a spectrum, in this case ADHD or autism. They don't look at the simple fact if the lazy eye is messing with their posture, or they don't look at to see if they need binoculars, or they're seeing things, they can't see things from afar, they can't see things up close. So it all varies, is my point, right? They also take a more deeper dive than the pediatric eye doctor, because the behavioral eye doctor, aka developmental eye doctor, is the same thing. They are able to look at your child and see if their eyes are aligned, right? Head tilts, right? They want to see head tilts, if that's messing with their posture, if your child is able to pay attention to the object over a certain period of time. So they look at attention span, and looking at it from an attention span state, right? To see how long your child pay attention when it comes to learning academically. And that could be academically when it comes to a gross motor and a fine motor skill. Gross motor is more so physical body movement. Fine motor is more so writing on the paper, horizontal line, vertical line, being able to draw with a crayon within the lines, being able to spot their 1, 2, 3s, ABCs, the first letter of their name, stuff like that requires full-on eye contact attention, right? So they're able to look at these visual or these vision difficulties, eye movements, and visual processing issues, often using vision therapy. Yes, that's why they're a developmental eye doctor, aka behavioral eye doctor. They're able to look at your child and look and see if they are able to not be overstimulated. In this case, my son, he gets overstimulated from the spatial environment, meaning there's so much information coming in and he's looking at everything left, right, up, down. He's so curious that at the end of the day, it can overstimulate him where he's looking everywhere and can't focus. And that's why I mentioned the attention span that developmental eye doctors look at. Not regular pediatric eye doctors look at it. They just look at the health of the eye of your child. They don't look at to see if your child is able to pay attention. Is your child tilting their head too much? Is your child being able to uphold their posture? Being able to walk in a straight line, these things. Are they able to look at a wall and one eye is not going one way and the other eye is not going another way? It's more of a therapeutic lens, how they're looking at your child from a therapy standpoint, to make sure when it comes to an ADHD child and an autistic child that they're able to have confidence, security when it comes to embracing visual cues, being able to pay attention academically with their therapy sessions and get the most out of it, because they're not only paying attention, but they're able to engage and not be overstimulated, which leads to confidence and security in what they're doing. The more your child that has autism or ADHD is confident, the more the results will show, and they're able to translate those things into their everyday lives, right? And it takes time, patience, and effort. All those out there with a child with ADHD, a kid that has autism, they just learn different. They're unique. We're all unique, okay? We all learn in different ways, shapes, and forms, right? And we're just learning how our child learns to be able to operate in his everyday life and do daily things that we all do. So however, most children or adults with autism or developmental delays use their vision not much effectively. Like I said, because autistic people and ADHD people, they often experience anxiety, confusion, or distress related to their visual perceptions or of their own bodies moving in a certain way or space, and simply to other objects moving around them. The autistic person or ADHD person or child may be disorganized, confused, or overwhelmed from visual things around them, like I mentioned, the spatial environments, which can trigger stressful reactions, and then stressful reactions can lead to self-harm. You don't want that. It's overall effective because you want to make sure your child is able to conduct and be able to have a process when it comes to not only receiving information, when it comes to being given information versus visual information. So being given information is like sitting there doing an assignment. You know, visual is just them scoping out the environment, being able to embrace it and be fully present with it. That's like when you have a special moment, you want to fully be in the moment with your lover, or you having a different experience that you never had before that you enjoy, going on vacation. Who don't want our kids to enjoy that? So my son gets overstimulated, you know, with spatial awareness. He has been prescribed Yoked Prisms, and Yoked Prisms are only, in his case, are going to be used within therapies. And Yoked Prisms can help children and adults with ADHD and autism to experience their own bodies, spatial environments more effectively. How? Because it's positive and safe. They won't harm themselves. They won't be having stressful triggers because they're able to be fully embraced and present in the moment. For example, prisms can create immediate positive changes in posture, balance, and attention. For example, my son at times, he tends to run. He's a runner. He loves running. He's a track star in my eyes. #1 track star in the world. Better than Usain Bolt, hands down. But my son could run real fast, dart with his head down, then look up, and sometimes he just bumps in things with a wall. So the prisms is not only for people that see a double vision or have a double vision. That's where prisms on standard prescription eyeglasses are used for. They're basically to correct double vision. But it can also help autistic and ADHD children, even if they have double vision or not, because suddenly shifting images and potentially improving visual processing and reducing sensory overload, it leads to more security. So then they can be able to be in the moment. They can be able to learn with that therapist. They can be able to embrace the knowledge. They can be able to be more present in their surroundings. That's how it helps them. It decreases feelings of anxiety, sensory overload. Sometimes the prism lenses are used temporarily for therapies in my son's case. Then also they can be used for an everyday basis, depending on what the professional or the provider, in this case the developmental eye doctor, suggests. When you go get your evaluation, it may be a daily prescription eyewear with the prisms over them. You don't need daily prescriptions glasses. You could just get the Yoked Prisms, because the prisms are usually things that usually go over prescription eyeglasses. So for example, helping see things more clearer and the light not being in their eyes and stuff like that, the sunlight that may bother your eyes. So prisms are usually finisher lenses on top of a regular standard prescription glasses. But if you are prescribed just prisms by a developmental eye doctor, you can get that, but that's up to the provider, because eventually after you get prescribed prisms from the developmental eye doctor, you have to take that prescription from the developmental eye doctor and go to the regular eye doctor, your big box stores like a Costco or wherever, pick your frames out, you take the prescription in, and you take your child there, they measure them, and then you'll get your prisms. Or they'll just have the standard prescription glasses. This is another option, and then they'll put the prisms over them. It's up to the eye doctor when you go there with the prescription from the developmental eye doctor. It's good because it can also lead to significant positive and behavioral changes in your autistic child or ADHD life. You know what I'm saying? Because then they're able to see more clear, which then they can process more easier, which then goes to the brain to be able to be in the present moment, family. And I hope I broke it down easily, and I hope I put some value into your life. I'll catch you guys, because we're going to head over to the eye store. I just wanted to give you guys some game before we head out, because that's where we're on our way to, the eye doctor with the developmental eye doctor prescription. So we're going to basically any of our local store to pick out some frames, get my son eye measured from the prescription that was given from the developmental eye doctor, and then they'll basically get squared away and they'll get ordered. What's up, family? So we at the eye doctor now. Keaton is basically sleeping. We got to get him up, but we just pulled up here. We just got here, and now we're gonna go in here and we're gonna pick out our frames, give them a prescription that we have here from the developmental eye doctor, and we're gonna see what look nice on Kitty eyes, man. We're gonna see how he rocking. We're gonna see how he looking. You know what I'm saying? So we're going in there right now. I gotta wake him up. My man that went to sleep on people. I wasn't expecting that, but hey, man, it's part of what we do. Kitty, gotta wake it up. Yeah, he pointing at y'all. He said, "Look, I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. Yeah, I'm tired, boss. Come on, wake it up. Let me unbuckle you. Unbuckle the seat. I forgot to tell you guys. I got my dad hat on. It was a gift. Yeah, I had this hat for months. I just now decided to wear. I thought it didn't look right on my head, but it looked tough right now for today. I guess I guess I'm just in one of them moods, right? You know how when you're in one of them moods where something don't look right at first and then it look right when you wear it with something else? I guess it's just one of those days. Come on, buddy. Come on. You got her walking with me, little people. Get it. Come on. You pulled up to the spot. You have 4 eyes. That's what it's called, actually. Come on, bro. How you doing? I'm here for him, actually. He had a prescription from a development eye doctor.
Okay,
We just here to,
yeah. Holding my hand. We're friends now. Let's go find the glasses.
Come on, Keita.
Here you go. Let's go find a frame, okay? Oh.
You like those, Keita? Look, look. See, look, you like them? Like those glasses, Keita?
So this is the best size for him. We're just gonna be bending behind the ear.
Okay.
As soon as the glasses, because these are all samples.
Okay.
When you get the brand new one with the prescription, we'll bend it.
Okay.
And like I said, you need the strap for it.
Okay. Do I buy that from here or do I go?
You can get one in here, but
Okay.
the one that we have is just a regular one. But you can get Amazon, they have a lot of them.
I got you. Keita, gotta take the glasses off, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
All right. What are these on? They're too big. Huh? Oh, you see, you don't like them? They're too big anyway. She's more in this area. That's Keaton with the black glasses on. I think they look pretty sharp. Keaton, what you think? You think they look nice? They don't look bad. Let's see these ones. Trying to get some neutral ones. Come here, Keaton. Yeah. Too long.
Want to try this, Keaton?
Keaton, try them on.
Look at Daddy.
Look, Keaton.
Is it a Daddy?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. You think they look good or are they too long?
That one, we can bend that one because
Okay. I think they fine.
or that gray color. Because this is a little grayish.
What you think?
I like this better. Not too dark on his face.
That one's fine.
Is that down?
Non-glare?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could do that.
You're a good boy.
All right, family. So basically, me and Keaton gonna go with the black ones, non-glare, and that's what the final decision is.
Keaton, I want you to look straight at me, okay?
Your eyes, buddy.
All right, that's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Glasses, huh?
Yeah.
Which ones you get?
The black ones in his hand.
Black ones?
Yeah.
First pair.
Yeah. First pair. Okay, boss. You laying down the hammer. We all good to go after this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks, okay?
Alrighty. 2 weeks. Come on. What's up? We got his glasses. You don't know how to act now? Yeah. Yep. You said that's that splat. You fly now. We went to 4 Eyes over there. That was the eyeglasses spot. Now we hopping in the car, and that's basically the process, folks. So if you have a kid who's on the spectrum, ADHD or autism, I hope I gave you some knowledge, and I appreciate you for rocking with me if you got this far into the video. And with no further ado, folks, let that love supersede the hate. Give this video a big thumbs up if you got some value from it. And like always, I say peace. Kitty, you want to say peace to the people? All righty.